I'm moving on from Dead by Daylight. And no, this is not some clickbaity video. And honestly, I think this has kind of just been coming for some time now. And today I just kind of want to talk about my history with DBD and this YouTube channel and kind of what brought me to making this decision here today to move on from the game. And now this isn't going to be some toxic video about me bashing Dead by Daylight. I know a lot of people still find the game plenty fun, and on a rare occasion, I might enjoy it. But as far as things go, I haven't enjoyed this game for quite a long time. And I've been so hesitant to let go because most of my audience, actually probably all of you guys here, are here for the Dead by Daylight videos, and because you appreciate the genre of asymmetrical horror, which I still love and I still thoroughly enjoy. I just haven't found myself liking Dead by Daylight much anymore. And this has been like the hardest decision for me to come to. And I've marinated on this probably for like the past year. And the thing is, when you build something from scratch, like this YouTube channel, and you have something that's a creative outlet for you that you built up from the scratch, the last thing you want to do is let it go and just drop it. You know, after getting close to 8,000 subscribers and all the views and getting monetized and learning how to edit videos, design thumbnails, and actually like record content that people want to watch. Like, it's such a journey, and just to walk away from that, it was a hard thing to do. But lately, guys, especially if you've watched like my last, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 videos, you can just tell that my energy isn't there anymore. My passion isn't there anymore. And my interest for the game is basically gone at this point. I know there's still new killers and survivors with like the nuanced new perks, but it's not really fixing the fundamental issues of why I'm just not enjoying the game. Like, the game's getting patches, the game's getting new stuff, but the new stuff isn't actually fixing what I find boring for the game. So let's take a trip back in time, and I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit of DBD history and when I think my interest in the game started to decline. And honestly, it goes back to the Dead Hard nerf. This is not going to be a Survivor video like, oh god, they nerfed Dead Hard, let me cry about it. I've always played DBD because for the casual fun and for the horror factor, and because there's some aspects of the game that are really fun. And Dead Hard, say what you want about it in competitive play, like, it was just a fun perk. When they nerfed it, you know, survivors lost mobility and all the cool, cheeky little techs and plays you could do with Dead Hard, which made the game fun. Now, they changed Dead Hard, and the new Dead Hard, it's still fun in its own right, but nowhere near as fun as the old Dead Hard used to be. And having a perk that's fun like that you can manipulate in so many ways, that changes your character's mobility and the way you interact with the environment in the game, that's extremely fun and healthy for the game. And I know on the other side, killers were raging about it, but if I had a say in it, I would have just give killers their own Dead Hard. Why not? It evens it out. Make the game a system of checks and balances. Give the killers a mobility tool that works similar to Dead Hard. You know, hook two heroes and then you get your own dash, you know? I think that would have been something more healthier. Instead of like nerfing one side's perks, buff perks on the other side to counteract the perks. So that way both sides can like have fun in matchups, you know? And also, I just really don't agree with them kind of like balancing this game in a lot of ways for like competitive play, because it's never been a competitive game for me. It's always just been about the fun and the perk combinations and the strategies. But when they nerfed Dead Hard, that was like a minor blow, and that didn't completely make me lose interest in the game. But then more changes started to happen that I really feel like started taking the game in the wrong direction, at least for me. I think after that, it was the flashlight changes. They made the flashlights have like a 1 second delay, so they feel really laggy and clunky now compared to how they used to be, just instant response time. Here's the thing with games, anything with like an input delay and a lag before it goes off, it just feels bad and it feels clunky. And I get why they did it. They said it was too many spam clicks and like seizure issues with some people. But I probably would have kept flashlights the way they are. But if you spam click it more than, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, then your flashlight bulb goes out and you don't have a flashlight anymore. Like, that would have been an easy way to remedy that situation, like introducing like a burnout factor while keeping flashlights feeling nice and responsive. And the thing is, like, wasn't even about like spamming killers or like flashing it in the killer's face. Like flashlights were just very useful to communicate. Like you could spam it real quick, point at a direction or point at a gen to kind of tell your teammates what to do. But now it doesn't feel nearly as smooth. And I really haven't used flashlight since they like made that change. I've had no interest in it. The item just feels clunky. And then, that wasn't enough to make me completely lose interest. And then they changed the medkits, which is fine. I get that the healing speed on like the green medkits was like really good for survivors, but they changed the medkits in a way to where literally all four of them, the green, the purple, the basic one, like there's no reason to use any one over the others. They all have the same charges. And the only difference between the medkits is a measly, not even noticeable 5% boost to healing speed. Like the purple medkits and the basic medkits essentially feel the same. So they really killed a lot of variety that they had with the items. Like it was cool before because purple medkit had the most charges, was the best for healing teammates. Green medkit was the best for healing yourself with the least charges. Basic medkits were nowhere near as good as the purple or green medkits. And then the yellow medkit was kind of like this in-between medkit. Like that felt good. All four items felt extremely distinguished. When they made the medkit changes, they basically made all of the medkits feel like the exact same item, which is boring, no variety. And it was just, I don't know, I feel like a blow that a lot of the community hasn't really talked about. And then not only the medkit issue, but the add-ons in this game. Guys, there's just so many useless add-ons, probably for both sides, like survivors and killer. But I'm focusing more on survivor here because I'm a survivor main, that just really don't do anything and they don't change up the way the game is played in any form or fashion. They're just useless. So it's gotten to the point to where blood webs just do not feel exciting. Like the only thing cool in a blood web is basically like a gel dressing and a really good toolbox after you've unlocked your perks. And then after that, it's just like they feel mundane and useless. And it's like, why is this in my inventory? Like I just literally never going to use this stuff. And then kind of like the same thing. I used to have this build I really like called like the Giga Chad build, which was fun because it's like you play with no mither, you're broken all the time, you have dead heart since you're always broken, and you had mate for this, which gave you the 3% movement speed, which really mitigated the fact that you were playing at a disadvantage by giving you some little advantage. They changed mate for this. I get why they changed it, but they made a fun perk into a not fun perk that nobody wants to use anymore. I think if they just changed mate for this to work while you're in the broken state as well, it would still be a fun perk and it would still work with like builds and stuff I used to try. But the made for this change, I didn't agree. It's like they changed a lot of perks and just made them not fun because they thought they were too strong. And over time, just my interest in the game has just declined. And I was thinking about it these last couple days. And at the end of the day, just doing generators is extremely boring. Nobody wants to spend 90 seconds on a generator. And if you watch like my last 20-30 videos, most of the time like gen rush builds are good, but the main reason why I use gen rush builds a lot is because, listen homie, I don't have 90 seconds to just be sitting on a generator. It's boring, it's not fun, it's a very boring mechanic in the game, and I know that's a really core part of what Dead by Daylight is, but that basic loop has basically kind of made me lost interest in it. Now, what is fun in Dead by Daylight? Looping is extremely fun. But if you play a game just to loop, odds are your teammates, especially if you're solo queue, your teammates probably aren't doing gens or finding the gens. So it almost always feels like I have to be the one who's working on the gens. So I don't really go into games to like loop, but going into games just to loop, that's really fun. Doing generators is not fun. Now I know they've been introducing like game modes and stuff like the 2v8, but honestly, it really didn't feel fun to me. And the 2v8 mode felt chaotic and just really boring because it really loses, like 1v4 already lost a lot of that fear factor that I feel like this game used to have. But now it just, I don't get any sense of like horror or fear in most of my matches besides the occasional ghost face jump scare, which I do really enjoy. And I don't know how they could remedy this besides fundamentally changing the game from the inside out or introducing game modes. Like if they had two different game modes, like let's say one was based on just like looping, like if the survivor team loops for total, like what gens are 90, 80, oh, I can't do math now, 90, 270, 360, let's just say like 500, 600 seconds. If they had a different game mode that just got rid of the generators completely, and was focused on looping, like if your whole team can run the killer for, I don't know, 500, 600 seconds to win the match, that would be really fun. That would be a really active game mode where you're just always doing something and trying to achieve it. And then vice versa. If the killer gets hooks, they earn like 30 seconds back or something like that. I'm not really sure how that would work out, but that would be a cool alternative that focuses on the fun aspect of DBD, which is the looping. Like the looping mechanic, that is unparalleled, and that is still really fun in this game. But the generators and the fact that you have to spend 90 seconds essentially just like doing nothing, it's boring. And it's really made it to the point to where, as a YouTuber who's got like almost 8,000 subscribers just from DBD content, I feel like this last year, whenever I make videos, I am forcing myself to make videos from a place of where I'm just not actually interested or having fun with the game. I'm doing it just to keep the YouTube channel alive. I'm doing it for you guys because you like to enjoy the videos. But I think at this part of my journey, where I'm like 370 videos in, it's time to call it quits. I feel like I'm just making the same videos over and over again, and I don't feel any joy or excitement in making videos because there's not really anything interesting going on with the game that's piquing my interest. And then talking back on like the game modes, like the looping is a really fun part of DBD, but also like the hide and seek scare factor, like those games where a stealth killer like Ghostface comes out of nowhere or Michael Myers just stalking you. Those are extremely fun. So if they had a different game mode, like a looping game mode, and then a hide and seek more focused game mode where it's about like hiding and like doing like puzzles or trying to open up the exit gate in a different way. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre did this extremely well because they had like the way it was set up, you just felt afraid and you felt like you needed to sneak and creep around the map to like get the objectives done. And that's what I really wish Dead by Daylight came back to. Like there's a lot of really good things about it, but I think if they had a mode that was based on just like the looping, people who want to just like run the killer, and then a mode that was more of like a hide and seek kind of play slow, fix a puzzle to open up exit gates, like that would probably bring me back to DBD and make me want to play DBD. And now I'm not saying I might not do the occasional DBD vid in the future, or maybe even possibly log on and just play for shits and gigs sometime, but I am planning on taking my channel into a new direction because I started playing Marvel Rivals a couple weeks ago, and it really helped me come to light with my feelings on DBD because I played this game and I'm having so much fun on Marvel Rivals. The game is exciting. The game is visceral. I've never felt this motivated to like talk about a game or make content for a game in a long time. Like maybe DBD when I started on this channel, but since then, like I've lost a lot of the will and the fire. And I know I'm going to lose a lot of views and I know I'm going to lose a lot of viewers, but as far as like this point forward, I don't want to just forsake the channel. Because like I said, a lot of the reasons why I was making videos was to just keep this channel going. But deep down inside, I just kind of lost a passion for DBD and I just don't find it fun anymore compared to other games like Marvel Rivals. And I didn't even realize that that was the issue until I started playing another game that really just started piquing my interest and I found a lot of fun. So from this point forward, I'll still be around if you want to join me on this new journey, but I'll be switching over to Marvel Rivals and focusing basically completely on Marvel Rivals content because that game is just literally blowing my mind right now. It's super fun. I know it's completely different from asymmetrical horror, but I never thought I'd be into a hero shooter like this, but I am. So a lot of Marvel Rivals content to come. And if you're a fan of the channel, I know I did a survey out there. I think like 68% of you have been playing Marvel Rivals. We'll be doing a lot of Marvel Rivals videos, but as far as Dead by Daylight content goes, it was a good run. For those of you watching this video who just found my channel for DBD content, there's like 370 videos. Like go check it out. I've got playlists for top builds and perks, a bunch of Survivor gameplay videos. I've got some awesome guides that don't even need to be redone because really nothing's changed in this game. And even on like the top 20 builds videos that I have under my playlist of top builds and perks, I went over it like a few months ago and it was like 17 of those builds are still, actually like 16 are probably still the same. 2 of them like got buffed and like 2 of them kind of got nerfed to the dirt. So most of the stuff, because this game doesn't really get too changed that often, are very much still applicable and very much still work in this game. So you guys can check out those older videos. But as far as DBD goes, I feel like I've said all I needed to say. I played all I needed to play and I made the content that I wanted to make. And I'm super grateful to all of you guys who joined me here for this DBD journey, which is where we started and where our roots came from. And I hope you still continue to stay with me moving forward into this new game and new chapter for the channel and my life. Until next time, friends, have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. See you on the next one.